He fell asleep in New Jersey before the bombs hit the ground. Broadcasting from a bomb shelter, he is the nuclear clown.
The first Iron Man movie came out before I had this channel and all that, so I never got a chance to really review it. So I'll do that now, because Iron Man 2 is what we are gathered here today to talk about. So Iron Man 1 was a good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a great movie, and I certainly did not think it was the best comic book movie of all time, like a lot of people think. The thing I didn't like about Iron Man 1 was the general lack of really a villain. I thought superhero movies do this in general a lot of the time. Like the hero will fight a character who's just a bigger, stronger version of himself. Like in Iron Man 1, he fights a bigger, stronger Iron Man robot. In the Hulk with Edward Norton, he fights a bigger, stronger Hulk, Abomination. It's the same fucking thing. And in the original crappy, shitty Hulk, shittier than the last Hulk, which was, he fights big, hulked out dogs. Yeah. In my opinion, a superhero is only as good as his villains. I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, but Spider-Man has some kick-ass villains, so I'm interested. I think with Iron Man, he really doesn't have any villains. Besides Mandarin, I like Mandarin a lot. And the villains that he does have are guys in metal suits. Come on, guys. Let's work together and do some different stuff here. I can think of the Wrecker, because I like the Wrecker in Iron Man, because I have one Iron Man comic with the Wrecker on the cover with a big wrench, and he's hitting Iron Man in the face with a big wrench. And, A for effort, my friend. Which brings us to Iron Man 2. My non-spoiler review for Iron Man 2 is thus. If you want to see a little over 2 hours of Robert Downey Jr. acting smarmy, this is the film for you. You're gonna love it, because that's pretty much what it is. It's him running around being a little smart aleck. Oh, Tony Stark, you rogue. You have money. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it sucked, but I didn't think it was good. It was 2 hours of yeah, I guess. So there's my review. Iron Man 2, yeah, I guess. Which kind of disappointed me, because my problem with the first Iron Man, I don't want to talk too much about the first Iron Man, but at the end, the villain, who's like an evil CEO of a corporation, gets in this big robotic suit and fights Iron Man. That's like, Bill Gates going like, I'll handle this shit, and getting into a big mech and throwing down with someone. That's retarded. Very lazy. I think it would have been great if the CEO guy had some arrogant, cocky pilot who did it. So through the whole movie, you kind of have this asshole following the CEO around, and then at the end, they fight. Would have made a lot more sense, and would have made me happy. I'm big into villains. Villains are what hook you. That's what really gets you in a movie, or at least to me. A villain is very important to me in a film. Especially a superhero movie, especially. And I know Iron Man 1, I kind of gave it a pass, because you can't really, it's very hard to do a good origin story and introduce a character properly and well, and then also do a well thought out, well planned villain. So I kind of gave it a pass, because they did a very good job with the origin of Iron Man in 1. So, okay, I get it. You can't have the best villain. You can't devote too much time to another villain. All right, I get that. But 2, I was totally looking forward to, because Whiplash is in it, who's a man in a suit. But I was happy, because while he is a man in a suit, it's a little different. He's got the whips. It's more like kind of an exoskeleton deal. So I was like, all right, sweet. We're going to have a villain, and he's going to have some personality, and it's not just going to be a guy in a suit. Oh, wait. Spoiler. No, yeah. So that's my spoiler-free review. Nothing spoiled yet. Now we will begin to spoil. So I thought, wow, that's great. That's absolutely great. We're going to get a villain with some character. And no. If you've seen the trailer for Iron Man 2, you've seen Iron Man 2. All the good parts are in the trailer. That's it. I really found myself sitting in the movie theater watching this and thinking like, wow, this is an incredibly boring movie for a superhero movie, and all the good parts are in the trailer. Like all the cool parts, all Mickey Rourke's cool lines are in the trailer, all of them. If you could make God bleed, no one will believe in him. That's it. Don't go see it. I just saved you money. Don't go see it. Mickey Rourke shows up in the whips, and he does this cool thing, and then gets soundly defeated. And by the way, let me just get this out of the way right now. When they're on the racetrack, and Gwyneth Paltrow and Tony Stark's boxing coach or whatever, I don't remember who he was, they're driving to give him the suit, the little suit, Iron Man suitcase. And it's a racetrack. There's a fucking race going, like a car, like a race, right? With the big, the Hot Wheels cars, the really fast ones. And they're driving the opposite way in just like a normal car. They're driving against the traffic of these race fuck cars. And this normal car with just a normal guy driving and Gwyneth Paltrow in the backseat are just like, the cars are zooming in fucking fast, and the normal car is like weaving deftly in between. That was retarded and completely unnecessary and stupid. It was so stupid. But anyway, I had to say it. I feel relieved now. I feel better. Mickey Rourke gets captured, and then rival CEO frees him. The rival CEO is also a wisecracking comic relief type character. And it's like, I can't take this movie seriously when A, the villain has 5 lines that I've already seen in the trailer. B, the main character is goofing off and, not taking anything seriously. And C, the other antagonist, the guy who's funding the Whiplash thing with the drones, is a goofball too. So everybody's fucking off in this movie. Everybody's, funny, funny jokes. And I'm sitting there like, this isn't supposed to be a comedy, right? And, the other big thing is War Machine. Another guy in another fucking suit. They should just call this movie Iron Men and get it over with, because that's what you get. You get Iron Men. And people will say, well, Dave, Black Widow was in it, sucking up valuable time from this movie. And the extent of Scarlett Johansson's role is to do this. And occasionally fight, and when she's done fighting, she goes and makes sexy faces at the camera. That is what she does. That is why they put her in this movie. He shows up, gets beat up in a racetrack, gets sprung from prison, becomes a computer programmer, and then at the end of the movie, in the big climax, I say big climax in quotation marks because I don't really mean it. It's like a 1 minute fight between Iron Man, War Machine, and Whiplash version 2, who, guess what, is a guy in a fucking suit. Gone is the exoskeleton, where you could see his face, and now he's just a big Iron Man with whips on his hand. He's like, check me out now, I'm boss, and he's in a big fucking suit. I can't stress that enough. Like, really, you've seen it all. If you've seen any kind of Iron Man 2 trailer, that's the movie. All the good parts are gone. It's all downhill from there, buddy. When you sit down in that movie theater, it's all downhill from there. If you see Iron Man, people will say, oh, I'll stay till the end. You don't want to miss the extra scene at the end. And I did stay to the end. For 4 seconds of a real shitty scene where it's in New Mexico and there's a FBI guy and he pulls in and they're like, we found it, we found the crater, and then it shows a big smoldering crater and there's a big hammer in the crater, and then that's it. The hammer looked like it was from Toys R Us. There's more intimidating shit in shop class. In middle school. It's weird how I feel about this movie, because while I didn't think it was very good, I don't really hate it, because I do like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. I think he does well. I thought that Mickey Rourke, looked cool as a villain. I wish they would have given him some more to do. certainly, and I wish he didn't turn into a Megazord at the end of the film. And War Machine, I think, is boring, and it's the same goddamn thing. And please stop with the men in the big metal suits. It's old. It's like watching a Gundam anime or something at this point. Iron Man 2. Whew. I'm gonna say no. If you haven't seen it, don't see it. Go on YouTube and watch the trailer and watch all the good parts. Save yourself some time and money. Yeah, so that's really all about Iron Man, and my auxiliary power battery heart is afraid to.